So we still see that somebody has not finished the lunch. So I really would like just to little bit wake up you here, if you see something, questions. So the session can be pretty interactive as well. I believe there's too many things are changing in the world. But actually, how we see the future, and actually, today I was really very thankful for Steiner from Atea Global, because actually his keynote was just like, so we are like fully 100% synchronized. So generally, what's going on? Technology currently we're facing is transforming the whole way how we live, how we work, and it's actually coming at ever-increasing speed and space. Oops. Yeah. Now a little bit facts which are really maybe not very known by majority of people. At this stage, majority of us can keep attention on some details of fact for 8 seconds. Goldfish can do it for 9 seconds. Before smartphones, human being was able to focus on detail to keep his attention for 12 seconds. 50% has changed dramatically in the last 3 to 4 years. Next thing is actually, before we had desktop, we had actually landline phone. Great, was working. Now 80 to 90% of us sitting in this area already doing telecommuting. I see how many mobile phones, iPads, and computers are being still open. You can just see on many guys around you, which are doing their job as well. So the number of these is also increasing. And the next thing, which puts also completely different, let's say, attention of details, that current economy was named like economy of oil. You agree, yeah? So what the guys are doing in Saudi Arabia, in Nigeria, in Venezuela, Russia, they actually was controlling, to some extent, part of the global economy. The good story for us, it's time is going to end. And the reason for this, we're going to the data-driven economy. Sounds completely different, but within the last 2 years, 90% of information was overall human being has created just from the scratch. In the last 2 years. Another thing is here that we heard about too many cyber attacks, whatever else are happening, to your any device, and high availability is now becoming a de facto standard for majority of things if you want to keep your operations safe, up and running all the time, serving your customers. So all these changes actually are bringing rich opportunities. I a little bit now disclose the facts which are internal for Dell EMC. How many of people thinks a little bit different. 74% of surveyed 4,000 chief IT officers and chief executive officers in the global, 74% told they see a threat from the new startups and new businesses coming up. Do you know how much of them believes their business will disappear in the next 3 to 5 years? Just your guess. How much? No, 50%. 46 to be very precise. 46 of these companies are believing they will disappear in the next 3 to 5 years. Next thing, which puts also 73% of organizations believes digital transformation must be expanded within their team. Once again, it's a completely different story we have faced ever time before. Transform the whole industry. I don't know how to bring examples. I believe I'm really proud living here and being here compared with neighbor countries, because I use Uber just every week. I use let's say Airbnb. I use such kind of things. And for me, ordering a taxi the old way, it's a little bit already old school. I'm bringing one example, still already 3 years in a row. Majority of people think a little bit different. How many of you have ever flight on Boeing or Airbus over Atlantic Sea? Just raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay. So how many terabytes was collected, or gigabytes or megabytes during one flight? Guess. How much? Thousands of megabytes? Terabytes, no, 30 terabytes. 30 terabytes per each flight is being collected by one Boeing or one Airbus and being analyzed at, for example, at GE. Now it's like a long example, a little bit different one. Our power energy station. Do you know how much IP sensors are there installed? Guess. 40,000. So the era of the old things is coming to close. It's changing the whole world we currently, let's say, was living. The same is happening for the overall with the healthcare. Many different things actually, let's say, for us already become pretty comfortable. We are actually like feeling ourselves okay just to order some kind of visit or to the doctor or to get receipt or so, say, whatever else for, let's say, a pharmacy. It became completely electronical way. That's, I believe, the good thing we're doing. Education. We have never believed education can be such way. At this stage, at the Dell EMC, over 70% of all trainings are done electronically at a time suitable for the students. So if, for example, if you're looking for the new opportunity for yourself, like a cloud architect or a data scientist, you can go for a Dell EMC Academic Alliance and just pass this training and pass the certificates, if you wish. So, constant exponent. We have heard everything is becoming 10 times every 5 years. Capacity of the drives, speed of the network, CPU power. We can discuss what will happen in the next period of time. So within each 5 years, it's 10 times, 10 times, and 10 times. It will be 1,000 times by year 2031. Not too far away. So this data actually is not developed by ourselves. It's completely taken from IDC and Gartner, so you can check this. Sequence of genome to be fully digitized in 94 seconds in the cost of less than $1. Do you know the price for now and the time? 38 hours at this stage and more than $1,000. The good story is here that the healthcare industry is being changed because getting at your born DNA will immediately have more chance to protect against illnesses which can occur somewhere in the future. Computer processes at the speed of the human brain. Sounds like artificial intelligence, like robots, about what Steiner has discussed. What is the real example of this? One of these real examples I just can bring here, which actually, again, overall surveys which was done, 50% of US cars will be driverless in 15 years from now. 50%. That's actually one example of artificial intelligence. So the power which was right now happening, it's related to the smartphones, to desktops, to notebooks, and to data centers. Everything is being affected. So digital transformation. So many things changing. And actually, what will be how we see this? So far, all IT organizations was generally very IT-centric. Within the next 15 years, they become business-centric. And the positions of like CDO, Chief Digital Officer, not IT officer, will appear. Systems of records go currently for the majority of public institutions, for the banks. You have record-based databases, and you're actually doing some kind of analysis here. It's completely changing within the next years. Traditional applications, which are relying on resiliency of the data center, is going to be changed. Transaction data and reporting, as well as internet, will be majority impacted. So, business-centric systems of engagement and insight. So the power of things doing millions of IOPS, actually the next demand, what we're currently already facing from the big enterprises across the globe. Cloud-native applications. I believe majority of you have already heard about Estonian government cloud project, which I believe will be launched for the customers, for the public customers, somewhere in the early 2017. Which means majority of you can, let's say, public authorities and so-called ethos, it's like vital important operators like top banks, top telecoms, they can go and get things at Estonian government cloud just as a protection against some attacks or something like downtimes. Streams of data, we have actually discussed. 90% of, let's say, of information appeared in the last 2 years. And Internet of Everything, I believe everyone is right now talking about this. This was actually a pretty nice picture. By year 2003, there was less than 0.5 IP device per person at globe. 2008, this was close to 2. 2015, it's more than 6. 2031 is more than 200 IP devices per each human being on the globe. Imagine, 200. So, how it affects? We have got today information from Tavi. Estonia is going for the Air Residence Way. There is a lot of different additional projects in top of, let's say, of his mind and the government mind as well. So traditional applications that they're going to exist. If you go right now at government sector, majority of applications are still, let's say, phase 2, generation 2. So they rely on resiliency from the data center, it must be guaranteed, etc. This actually, this time, will not go away in just a few seconds or even a few years. The whole economy in the world is spending $2.7 trillion on supporting the IT right now, excluding end-user devices, completely, excluding smartphones. It'll be on top, excluding telecoms. So it's just related to the infrastructure, 2.7 trillion. Talking with majority of customers in the Baltics, and we can say, not many of you are getting additional resources, and even getting additional resources is becoming much more constrained and much more expensive, even from the time perspective. So what's coming out here is you need to start to optimize, to transform the IT. How to do the same task, how to run SAP, how to run Oracle, how to run Microsoft in much more optimized way with better performance for level, so for generation 2, let's say, applications as well as for generation 3. And then we're becoming actually part of this cost savings, if you're lucky. You can put to invest mode to the cloud native applications. The pretty interesting thing, again, from the IDC survey, that's 40% of this the cost savings across the globe is going for the cloud-native applications. What the interesting story is here, these people which are doing this are let's say, seven times usually more successful doing digital transformation than their colleagues without doing this. So we are currently on this journey overall? So there's like a phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Many of you, maybe even the small business sometimes, they are already in phase 3. Big enterprises usually on the phase 1, modernize. Phase 2 is transformation. Phase 3 is digital transformation. So how it really looks like from Dell EMC perspective. Number one, if we're just talking modernize, the things we have actually measured the performance of data centers. If you open the latest, last week report from the IDC, you'll find it's not the old way how you measure the performance of storage arrays, for example. The old school is gone. If you think old way, probably it's the time to move forward and to read, to get in touch with, let's say, these new things happening. So one, just to see of these examples, if you just calculate the price of flash, not in terms of the price per raw data, but in the effective data, it's more effective right now than the mechanical drives. Do you know the fact that if you move one storage array from one building to another, usually 0.5% of drives will never start? Just statistics. So in phase 2, there is a different things of automation already happening here. What kind of things can be? This can be vRealize from VMware. This can be NSX. So virtualized networking, not just your servers. And phase 3, this can be different things already doing, say, in the cloud. So for example, why not to run majority of things on, for example, SAP in the virtual stream, so you will get benefits from the SAP, all you can. In addition, on top, they'll all be already in the cloud without painful migration. So how we look at this IT transformation? So modernize, automate, and transform. A little bit already discussed about the flash. So this year, really the crossing points of hard drives and SSD drives changed. Means the flash became from the capacity you need from IOPS needs becomes more cheaper, more affordable than the mechanical drive. I'm not talking about even the much less consuming power or space. Second thing here is scale out. So think about how things can be scale out from just 1 or 2 blocks to virtual unlimited. One of these, let's say, great examples, just to bring here, and software defined, by the way, it can be Scale.io. So I believe majority of you have ever heard about this. So there is actually 2 products on the market, leading currently the way. There is a VMware vSAN or Dell EMC Scale.io portfolio. I really suggest, if you're just thinking about going for software defined right now, what you would like to get. You want to get the most powerful, the most fastest performance product at no price. Yes, that's your intention. That's actually good. So go today for, let's say, tomorrow to Dell EMC homepage. Go type in Scale.io, download this. There's no limit for test and dev environment. No any time limitation, no any size limitation. You can run the system. Another thing is cloud enabled. Sounds a little bit how this can be done. So if you currently go with majority of Dell EMC portfolio, majority of products are already cloud-enabled. So it's not just speaking about cloud-enabled. So what does it really mean for your business? So backup appliance can do backup of your non-vital data in an encrypted way for Amazon directly. The storage array can put non-vital satellite data, again encrypted if you wish, to Google Drive, to Google, let's say, Cloud or Azure. If tomorrow you think that cloud pools, for Isilon, that you get better option from, for example, from Azure versus Amazon, you'll just tell the box, I want this data to be migrated from one cloud to another. It's done. So it's not theory anymore, it's reality. So that's why many of the things are being enabled already in the entry-level products from Dell EMC. Another thing coming here is automation and service delivery. Here there is different things. So as you know, the Estonian government has taken decision more and more to focus on OpenStack. There's a lot of things to be automated in OpenStack environment. For example, by VMware, you can do a shopping carts for your customers which are ordering, for example, virtual machines in OpenStack environment system using VMware tools. Another thing, you can go for the vRealize. So a lot of different options already in automation here available. And if you go for the transform whole IT operations, you can go with anything, for example, from enterprise hybrid cloud. So where you get the full solution equipped from bottom to the end. Completely, with all automations, all things inside done. All of this already is being covered and told by enterprise hybrid cloud. So if you just look about traditional on cloud native, we have actually discussed, there is paradigm. You have two systems running in parallel, which was never a fact for IT even a few years ago. So how it really will look like, or just looking at this stage. You have traditional systems, client server, scale-up applications. If you want to have more performance, just add more drives, put more flash, whatever else, to get more IOPS. If infrastructure is going down, system is going to crash. So they're fully resilient on the infrastructure. Another thing, it's purely process-based. So how you manage all the things with all these balances in your system. You cannot install additional servers without putting additional networking ports and vice versa. This is a traditional way. The cloud native is scale out. It's application itself responsible to be resilient, not infrastructure anymore. It must scale out if demand is growing. Scale down, generally, if demand is low. And this is purely becoming of DevOps-based IT processes, not the traditional process. And you need to coexist these two IT paradigms right now, which already a challenge. Solving of this is not the easy task. So for modern IT, you have two options: to go on-premise, to go off-premise, hybrid. There's different ways of doing this, but both things. You can outsource, you can take from some cloud provider, you can do it yourself. So generally what we're currently facing, that IT organizations already see a real big partner to help to transform these things. And that's, I believe, where the power of portfolio of Dell Technologies is coming in at this stage. A little bit things. So a powerhouse of industry-leading expertise is just what we see, like how they're being combined. And generally, how it looks like from this perspective. So Dell has extremely well balanced, value-focused supply chain in the world, in IT industry. And different solutions for the organizations of each and any size. EMC, leading data center innovation for the majority of enterprise infrastructure in any of, let's say, stages, either platform 2 or platform 3. And the power which just actually came together of Dell EMC is the largest privately held company with a world-class enterprise support. Now a little bit about comprehensive portfolio from the edge to the core in the cloud. So what kind of the names are being in this portfolio? So like number 1 is Dell itself. So it's, you really see that's award-winning end-user computing devices you can get right now. Completely different things is SecureWorks, for example, on the security level. If you go for the cloud native applications development, probably you have heard about Cloud Foundry. It's pivotal. So the biggest our contributors in the pivotal actually also as well, for example, IBM or HP. So Dell EMC actually is a legacy EMC industry-led solutions. RSA, I believe, name already known is everywhere, as well as VMware. On the top of this, there is also VirtuStream. So if you want to speak about modernization, it's actually at this level will be Dell EMC at any project of your business, generally at any size. Another thing is how these building blocks of modern IT organized on this some kind, it's not OSI model, but something close to this. So it's hardware, virtualization, orchestration, platform as a service, and apps. So what we have here, Dell EMC and Dell is on this hardware level. On virtualization level, there is a lot of things coming from VMware, including platform as a service. On top of this, it's pivotal already on apps. And across this, from one side is security coming from RSA and SecureWorks. On the other side, which is completely cloud-ready, is VirtuStream. It's being discussed like, okay, too many names at this stage, but I believe each one of them is fitting to any stage of this transformation. Either it's stage 1, it's stage 2, or stage 3. There is a real different solution, so that's why we're being proud to be a support for the humankind progress and development. A little bit things about Gartner. So how Gartner looks like with this Dell Technologies overall. A little bit old presentation, even was prepared 2 weeks ago. Now it's in 22. What currently is fitting? So, do you know what company in the world is holding more patents and applications for patents from IT? Dell Technologies. Microsoft is number 4. I believe number 2 is currently IBM. If you look currently on situation overall, what's happening with servers, just servers. I'm not talking about hyper-converged. Dell became number 1 in the last quarter in the world, number 1 by servers in the world, with a gaining market share, and majority of others, you know, who was on the first place, are losing positions. From another thing, we have just actually discussed here a lot of things related to the how you can start. There's things like hyper-converged solutions. You can start from really software-defined, packed, maximum optimized, ready for Platform 2 and Platform 3 services, like VxRail solution. So you can just join, for example, after this session, Madi's session, he will just speak in details about VxRail solution. That's currently the situation. That's if you just go in servers, if you go in virtualization, if it goes in PCs, if you go in automation, if you go in storage, if you go in backup space, I believe we're proud to have experience in serving you, so dear customers. So we're really proud to work for you and to work with you. Generally, that's it from my side. So I really think that transformation already started a few years ago, like Industrial Revolution new one, and actually we are here with this power to support this Industrial Revolution at our customer side to do the best for your business.
Thank you.
Thanks.